So today we're going to go through the stages section of the automations. So whenever someone is moving from stage to stage, typically what you want to make sure of is that you are tagging them according to the stage. So for instance, if somebody books an appointment with you on your sales team's calendar, you want to make sure that they get the booked tag. That's an automatic one that's already built into the system. You just have to turn it on and make sure that you update any of the little nuances that you would like for that stage. But what that booked tag does is the first time that somebody books with you, they're going to get a series of automations. If they book with you again, if you don't have a separate section that uses logic based off of that tag, then they're going to get the same automated messages again. And typically people just get tired of them, especially since the first time that you book with someone, they get a lot of reminders because you've never been on their calendar before. And so you can take that book tag and say, if the customer has booked as a tag, then just send them these 2 soft reminders about the invite so that it's just a little bit more personalized, and you can customize those in whatever way you want. So we're going to go through that. The one that I'm going to do today is for closed one. So we're going to share my screen and go into that right now. So let's go over to the workflow list. The way that you get here is by going to automation, going to workflow, and then going into the stages folder. So you'll come down here, hit stages, and then you'll see all of the different workflows that are associated with the stages of this particular business that we're looking at, cash flowing assets. So we're going to be working on closed one right here. So go ahead and click into that. If yours doesn't look like this, that's okay. Ultimately, what we're looking for is the trigger is the first thing you want to make sure. So they're in the pipeline, sales, pipeline stage, closed and paid in full. And if you want to add any other triggers, you just hit this button right here. And there's all kinds of great stuff that you can do. The one that we are looking for, of course, is opportunity. So if you go up to the top, search for opportunity, you can say, okay, opportunity changed, the status changed, the pipeline stage changed. It's stale, right? It hasn't been touched in a couple of days. There are a lot of triggers related to opportunity. So for closed one, the standard part is we're going to update the status to 1. I'm just going to make sure that it is updated there, because then it will show you in the dashboard closed revenue so that you don't have to like build any additional filters on the back end. If you want any custom automations to fire internally, so if a customer signs, who do you want to notify in your organization? Do you want to do it by email, right? To say, hey, we've got a new client. Do you want to do it by SMS, where it's, hey, this messages the user and says, hey, this is a nice close, good job. And then do you need to send anything to the whole team, right? So you can select which users to send it out to, etc. And then this one in particular, it will create the opportunity in the fulfillment pipeline. So we have a couple of different pipelines. You have sales, you have fulfillment. Some people have affiliates. Other people have like podcast pipelines. I have one that's like that. And so when sales is done with it, what happens in the organization, right? What gets created on the other parts of the system that you're using? And so it creates the opportunity. It adds the necessary followers, it sends the onboarding email, then it waits a little bit, sends an SMS, and then sends an internal notification to everybody, letting them know like what needs to happen. And so as you're building this out, the whole thing is the customer journey that they're having. What is the experience that you want somebody to have as soon as they have signed and paid with you? That's what we're ultimately getting at here. And so you can hit plus. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do in here. You can send them voicemails, right? So if the CEO wants to record a voicemail that says, hey, I saw that you signed. Thank you so much for taking the time and trusting us with your business. It can assign manual actions. It can DM them on Instagram if you have their information. You can deploy your AI to start talking with them, and you can give it the script that they need. It can prompt them to book an appointment. And then, of course, it's got all the logic to move things around. And of course, you can deploy ChatGPT and do all kinds of fun stuff with that. You can send invoices if they get to certain stages. But this is the type of logic that you'll want to build out. So the first question that you're ultimately going to ask yourself is, what is the customer experience that I want somebody to have? And how can I customize that journey so that not only are the members of my team notified, but the customer themselves knows exactly what's going on. They're sent to the right landing pages. They're sent the right information. What templates do I need to create to show them what that journey is going to look like? and you ultimately will have a higher retention rate if you follow this type of convention. So this is just a simple way to build these types of workflows, and you will build a great experience for your team. If there are any other questions that you have, support that you need, all you need to do is go down and select the little help option down here in the right hand corner. There's a chat function and a search function, and then of course we have our weekly technical calls that you can have with a member of our team. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.